I said that the culture is trash.
Yeah, we changing the culture again.
The Harris for President campaign rally. Everybody go crazy right now for Matt the Stallion.
And you get mad at me because I don't understand what you're saying. I'm sorry.
No, that's not what happened, Anton. But look, you got more integrity than that, man. Don't gaslight. All right, I was clear on
I
what
don't understand what the word means. What are you talking about?
All right, so what part of what I said you don't understand about acculturation is owned? The things that you're claiming to be black culture are owned and controlled by people from other cultures. That is acculturation.
How?
Hashtag New Reconstruction. Hashtag NRC. Versus Anton Daniels. Black culture is trash, but is it acculturation? That's up for debate.
I'm gonna go with New Reconstruction. New Reconstruction, you there?
Anton Daniels. What's up, good brother?
What's going on, my friend? What kind of issues you got?
Oh man, I definitely got some smoke for you because you smarter than you putting on, and I really don't appreciate it, bro. But I know sometimes you gotta play dumb to catch a dummy, so I'm gonna just get straight to it.
Okay.
Now they seem like they're making it cool to be drinking lean and syrup, and
it's the most dangerous. It's the most dangerous thing that's facing our society.
Are you so why sign an artist that would promote that? But I'm saying that's hypocritical though. You're saying
it's opportunistic. Yeah. I got people to feed. I got a business to run.
You're gonna make Dame Dash take this clip and call you a culture vulture.
You always conflate. I don't know if this is intentionally. Most likely it is, but I don't know if it's intentionally or you just really are aloof of the fact that black culture in America especially is a direct result of acculturation. It's actually not culture. Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Acculturation, a noun, cultural modification of an individual, group, or people by adapting to or borrowing traits from another culture. For example, the acculturation of immigrants to American life. Also, a merging of cultures as a result of prolonged contact. The process by which a human being acquires the culture of a particular society from infancy. Acculturation.
I can never forget the time a guy named David Weiner called me and asked me, he said, for the next album that you're turning in, is you gonna be killing a little bit in there, Is it gonna be a little bit more dope dealing, Because that was some of the stuff you was talking about when we first heard you. What's going on? Yeah, JJ. David Weiner. Priority Records. Yes, sir. And I told him, I said, man, I'm a member of the Nation of Islam now. Man, they'll have my head if I get to promote that to my people. Ain't no way in the world I want to promote that to my people. Straight up.
All the things that you like to low light about black acculturation is all a result of the people who own all the intellectual properties, all the executives from all this handful of studios that are owned by people who don't look nothing like you or me. So couldn't that be what you call the black culture? Shouldn't we attribute everything that you claim to be so negative to the people who actually own it? Music?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because then you want to take responsibility out of your own hands and you want to blame it on somebody else. You still have choice. Nobody is ever making you do anything. Nobody make you take the job that you take. Nobody make you take the job that you take. Nobody make you make the decisions that you take. Listen, we grew up without a lot. But at the same time, that did not mean that we was going to be knocking over heads and then blaming it on the system in order to do so. And so at the end of the day, you can sit here and count everybody else's pockets and see who owned what, but that does not make you the person who you are as far as being a demon in real life.
Someone once criticized the mental tests on grounds that the tests were unfair. And I think it was David Reisman who said the tests are not unfair, life is unfair, and the tests are measuring the results. But who has control of life? Who has control of the past? Who has control of the culture that people have in the present, which they've inherited from the past?
All right, so when you say counting pockets, because
you keep attributing who own the studios and all of this other type of shit.
Well,
Listen, you pick and choose what you want to listen to. You pick and choose who you want to work for. You pick and choose what city you want to live in. But then when it's convenient for y'all decide that y'all want to pawn off responsibility of what you doing onto somebody else when you don't get the results that you want. Nobody made people scam. Nobody made people go on carjack and knock people heads over. Y'all always want to pass the buck and say it's somebody else's fault based off of skin color. It's all choice. It's all choice.
Well, everybody involved has a choice, and there are certain people who are owners who are in a decision-making capacity. So you hear rappers and R&B singers all the time, especially writers, tell you that when they deliver a song or a project or any written works or any intellectual properties to the executives, they have to approve it for the budget. If
you don't have to sign that deal in the first place.
I directed a bunch of rappers, people like Gucci Mane, Snoop Dogg, Lil Yachty, the list goes on and on and on. The reality is I know a lot of you. A lot of you are good people, you're family guys. You're not the image that you put out there to the world. Why? You've been used for a long time, They create this paradigm to make you believe that you're so important and your celebrity status is worth so much, but in truth, you're a pawn in their game and you always have been. The government has wanted to hold down communities of people in different ways through different methods for a very long time. Their method in the black community has been to use entertainment to create a culture obsessed with death, drugs, sex, and money.
Exactly. So therefore, you're attributing black culture as it relates to music and entertainment and academia in some aspects. You're attributing that to a handful of sellouts.
No, I'm not. I'm attributing it to the very people listen, when I go out in the streets and I see what's happening, you only picking one segment, but I'm picking the entire culture itself. Everything that I see mostly in the streets, I don't care about that. I'm talking about in real life.
But you know what acculturation is, that's real. You don't think acculturation is real?
Listen, I think that you running in the Victim Olympics.
But who has control of life? Who has control of the past? Who has control of the culture that people have in the present, which they've inherited from the past?
Do you think that
I think you are running in the Victim Olympics, and at some point, I don't know if it's 2024 or 3024, at some point y'all gonna have to take responsibility for what y'all doing, man.
All right, is acculturation a real?
I don't know. I'm a C student. All right,
so I could break it down to you a little.
Well, we got to make it quick because I don't want this to be a very,
it would be quick, Anton, but you like to cut me off when I'm trying to explain or illustrate what it is that I'm actually saying to you.
Well, you use a lot of big words, but you don't really get to the point of what you're saying.
Acculturation is not a big word. It's only a few letters longer than culture.
But what you're doing is you keep saying what it's not instead of just saying what it is and explaining it to me and getting to the point. You keep talking about how long the word is and do I understand it?
Sir,
just make it.
All right, sir, let me explain it. Right. So therefore, when I tell you, I was trying to explain that the owners of the studio are the ones who actually authorize the release of the music content that you disapprove of, that you claim to be black culture, which is definitely acculturation. That's just the epitome of.
I don't even think you know what it means. I don't even think you know what the word means.
There are people from another culture. It's really simple. You don't want to hear it for some reason.
I'm listening. I still don't get it.
People from another culture, in layman terms, are dictating through their ownership of the studios who produce the music content that you claim to be black culture.
It's not just music, man. See, this is where
I said music, I said film, I said academia. You have to keep up.
No.
Ideological subversion is the slow process which we call either ideological subversion or active measures, активные мероприятия in the language of the KGB, or psychological warfare. It's a great brainwashing process which goes very slow, and it's divided in 4 basic stages. The first one being demoralization. Exposure to true information does not matter anymore. A person who was demoralized is unable to assess true information. The facts tell nothing to him. The next stage is destabilization. Economy, foreign relations, defense systems. The influence of Marxist-Leninist ideas. The next stage, of course, is crisis. And after crisis, you have so-called the period of normalization. It may last indefinitely. To bring the country to crisis. To promise people all kind of goodies and the paradise on earth. To destabilize your economy. To eliminate the principle of free market competition, and to put a big brother government in Washington, D.C. with benevolent dictators, all these professors and all these beautiful civil rights defenders. They are instrumental in the process of the subversion only to destabilize the nation.
Primarily the aspects of black quote-unquote culture that you like to attribute to black people is just really a handful of sellout rappers, a handful of sellouts that took the deal that you said they should have never took. They could have made a decision not to take it. I agree with you there. They're sellouts. So black culture can't be dictated by people who are from a different culture. That's acculturation. When the people who authorize the release of the music that you're talking about, the film projects that you're talking about, all the things that you claim are negative about black culture are literally acculturation. Literally. So if it's owned by other people and controlled by people from other communities, you don't call that black culture. All right, that's just ignorant.
Different day, it's still the same. On top of things I remain.